Okay, let's bring it back to Brock Purdy. Kyle Shanahan really put it all on him and conveniently deflected any criticism that could have went his way, which is too bad. But I keep coming back to this. Like, I like to criticize Brock Purdy. He's a starting quarterback for the 49ers, and anybody can get it. But at the same time, I'm starting to empathize with him because I feel like, one, he's getting overly criticized from his own coach on the outside. And two, I feel like he's being too hard on himself. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. And the reason I feel like he's being too hard on himself, he's being like confessional in these press conferences, going into detail about his mindset and how he could be better and what he didn't like about what he did. And which he doesn't necessarily owe us. He could say something like, it wasn't my best game. I'm moving on. I'm looking forward to the next game.
He really could.
And also, and maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I asked him about it. Sometimes when you're feeling really humbled, when you're feeling guilty, you actually dress differently. You physically show how you feel. Like, man, I'm not feeling great about myself. And the one thing that sort of like is his symbolic swag when he comes out to the press conference, what is it?
Backwards hat.
Backwards hat. Okay, it says a lot. It's like, man, I'm just having fun. I'm a kid having fun. This is cool. I'm professional, but I'm also casual. I'm keeping it light. It says all that stuff. And it's like, and I'm the best player, and I'm an MVP candidate at the same time. It's cool. Came out today with the hat forward, and it was pulled kind of low, so you couldn't really even see his eyes. They were below a shadow. And to me, it probably wasn't a conscious decision, but it was such a stark contrast from the way he would sort of walk in with his chest held high and that backwards cap on to today. It seemed like he had his shoulders hunched a little bit. Maybe it's just the way I perceived it. And that hat pulled low. It feels like, and that's not Brock Purdy. That's not Brock Purdy at all. And my mind started going places like, man, did someone tell him, and you get out there and you wear that freaking hat forward? Or did he tell that to himself? You know what I mean? Like, is he that hard on himself? He's like, you know what? I gotta show this team how much I care and how professional I can be. I was like, man, turn that hat around and let it go. Do you think he's being too hard on himself? Because that's essentially what Kyle said. He was like, man, after the 4 picks, he pretty much was pressing.
Yes and no. Yes. I feel like yes and no, but context matters. On one hand, you really want to be pragmatic and step outside of all of the narratives and just say, hey, this kid just had his 24th birthday. He's making more money than he's ever made in his life. He's in the opportunity of a lifetime, and he had a bump in the road. Who cares? Right? That's probably a conversation that Brock is going to hear from family, mentors. And then there's the narrative of you're getting paid in the top 1%. No matter, even if you're at the bottom of that 1%, you're still getting paid in the top 1%. You're an NFL quarterback in your second year on an NFL team that's ready to play. And you've got a genius offensive coach.
You got your whole life ahead of you, your whole career ahead of you. Yeah.
And then not to consider, you got the C on your chest, kid.
Yep.
They did that.
Yes.
They did that. Okay. Yes. So no.
The world is not crashing down on you. The world is not crashing down on you.
So no, when they did that and they put that C on his chest, I really hoped that wasn't a paper bull, that wasn't just them virtue signaling to try to like really drive it home that they got their guy.
Our quarterback.
Yeah. Versus him really being a leader. Right. Yeah. And really having people look to him, because when you got the C on your chest, this isn't even a conversation that even manifests for players that are captains. Nobody asks if a quarterback who's a captain of a Super Bowl contention team, if he threw 4 picks in one of the most important games of the season, nobody's asking, was he being too hard on himself?
Yeah.
Right. So there's that side of it too. There is the context side, but look, if you're the captain and the stakes are high, and last time I checked, this loss doesn't change any Super Bowl hopes. So we're still trying to go get the Super Bowl. No, this is adequate, because right now the number 1 seed is at large.
Let me ask you a question. Basically what I'm asking you is about Purdy's confidence, which is something we can't necessarily gauge because we're not in his head. But is it confidence something you can sort of sense on someone?
Yeah. Yeah. If you've been around him. Yeah.
Like with Brock, when he's playing well, one of the things people talk about is how apparent his confidence is, the poise, the confidence. And then I think what stuck out about this particular game was how he didn't have it. He seemed like he was pressing and rattled from early on, which is fine. All I know is when he walked out on that podium today with the hat forward, something I noticed it right away. And I was thinking, oh, where's confident Brock? Brock sort of struts to the podium, dude. And I love it. There's nothing wrong with it. He struts like he's never lost a football game in his career. And he's got that hat back when he's like, hey guys, how you doing? Today he was like he was going to church, going to confession. Like, I need to say it all. Like, man, I noticed it right away. And I saved it to the end, but I was wondering if other people noticed. Did people notice that? Like, what's up, Brock? To me, the hat forward at a press conference is not a confident look. The way the light hits you, you can't see your eyes. It feels like you're hiding. It's like in Big Daddy when he's, the dad and the kid.
Oh, the kid who wears the glasses? Yeah,
like
because he doesn't want anybody to see him.
I can't see your eyes.
Almost like the Ricky Williams with the helmet on to the media type deal.
Yes, it's not a confident look. I can't see your eyes. I don't know why you're hiding your eyes. You have nothing to hide. You're freaking Brock Purdy. When you have your hat backward, it's like, look at my beautiful face. I'm the face of the team. I'm the face of the league. So maybe he didn't think of any of that stuff. But to me, I was like, man, I don't feel your confidence. And to me, like, that's something I always feel with you on the field, in the press conference, in the locker room. You walk around like you're the freaking man, like you are the MVP. I didn't feel that today.
I mean, that's cool. He's got 3 days to change it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I just, it's just that quick.
Washington make him feel good.
Exactly. As quick as you can be down and out, it's just as quick as you could be the next savior. And, the
FedEx Air Player of the Week.
Exactly, dude. Everybody knows that football is about redemption, and everybody loves a good come from behind story. And Brock bouncing back with a really good, efficient day against Washington is going to be the aid. It's going to be the cure for this. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but if this is like truly affecting him, like the way you depicted it, if it truly is hitting home emotionally like that, we're in trouble. Like, it was one game, bro.
People keep being like, hey man, so and so threw 4 picks. So and so threw 4 Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. Sure. I also remember Colin Kaepernick threw 4 picks in Arizona, and I don't think he ever really recovered from that. I think he was never the same mentally. Maybe I'm wrong, but
all right, I'll play your game.
I'll play a little moment for him.
I'll play your game.
I don't think he ever had the same confidence after that 4-pick game. I think you have to have some serious cachet in the bank to be able to overcome. I just melted down on Christmas, but it's okay.
Right, so look, I'll play ball. So look, how about this? If we're really looking at it that way, then I don't think that Brock is necessarily disappointed at the 4 picks, but I think he's necessarily disappointed at the overall performance. 4 picks is kind of like lucky. If you watch the film, he should have threw like maybe 6 at least, right? There were balls completely dropped by defenders. So for me, if I am Brock, if I am worried, I'm necessarily looking at, oh man, this is a team that probably throughout the week I've been hearing from Coach Greasy and Coach Shanahan that this is the tip of the spear. These are the guys that more than likely we're going to run into. So this is a litmus to see how you're going to be able to do against these boys. And not only did I struggle, but I imploded. You know what I mean? So there is that out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like as far as the film is concerned, we could talk about narrative and hats, but he should have thrown more than 4 picks. That's clear. You know what I'm saying?
The reason I think of like the hat, I'm an English major. Okay. And when you read literature, there's always like an article of clothing. When the narrator is describing the way someone looks, they're not just doing it to fill the page. There's always one little detail about how the character is dressed or the way they look that symbolizes something about their character or their personality. And that's just how I think, because my whole life is basically taking in real life and turning it into fiction in my mind. So
yeah, that's like if all of a sudden I started wearing pink, like because I always wear black.
Yeah, I think of Kyle and Brock as characters in my play. And when I saw Brock come out, I was like, dude, that is not your uniform, man.
I did not notice you.
What? Like, we didn't agree upon you wear a backwards hat in this drama. What are you doing?
Yeah,
I feel about you.
I feel you. Yeah. That's like Batman just rocking a beanie all of a sudden. You're like, whoa.
Why? That's a bold choice. Bold choice. What does that say about your state of mind? Absolutely. And I had to ask him, I was like, did you consciously choose to wear that hat forward today? And he's like, nah.
You asked him that?
I did. The last question, I was like, was that a conscious decision? I said, was it a conscious decision to wear the hat forward? Because that's all I care about. I don't care about Washington.
Ask that question.
Washington. Hey, what are you seeing from Washington's? Who cares? They're going to lose.
Smile? Did he smile when you asked him?
He did. And he was like, nah. But I think there's a story there, man. He either decided, look, I'm going forward hat today, or someone said, I think today would be a good day to go forward hat. It didn't just magically end up like that.
What if he got dressed?
A forward hat guy or a backwards hat guy? You don't go back and forth. You don't go back and forth.
That is true. That is a personality thing. That's true.
It's a thing. Once you go back, he can't go back. Backwards hat.
You see what I did there? You see what I did there?
Brock, I'm watching you. You think you're slick, but I notice all the little decisions you make.
What if he got dressed down by Kyle, and like right when he leaves the room, Kyle just turns around one last word and he goes, and you turn that goddamn hat forward when you go speak to the press tomorrow. Enough.
Doesn't that seem like something that would happen in like any given Sunday that Al Pacino would say to his quarterback after a bad?
You're the quarterback, Ted. The top spot. Not some flash in the pan.
I don't know, man. I think someone decided that was a bad look this week, and I think that's too bad because I like that look, and I think it was important for him to come back and be like, "I'm putting it behind me. I'm the same guy." Right? They said he's the same guy no matter what happens. Well, apparently that's what Kyle said about you, Brock. I'm talking to you directly. He said you cracked after you threw 4 picks. It was too much. And it was a good experience for you to feel what it's like to essentially crack. But come back, Brock. We miss you, man.
Come back.
You can blame it all on me.
Okay. Yo, Greg can sing on the low, y'all.